Hello, history explorers, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're embarking on a chilling journey, one that takes us into the corridors of power, where darkness often lurked. We're unmasking the 5 most evil heads of state in history. Prepare for a journey that's both enlightening and unsettling. Number 1. Adolf Hitler. The name Adolf Hitler is synonymous with one of the darkest periods in human history. Born in Austria in 1889, Hitler's rise to power in Germany marked a time of intense nationalism, racial purity ideologies, and anti-Semitism. After World War I, Hitler joined the National Socialist German Workers' Party, known as the Nazi Party. His charismatic speeches and vehement anti-Semitic rhetoric propelled him to the forefront of the party. As Chancellor and later Führer, Hitler implemented the Nuremberg Laws, disenfranchising Jews and setting the stage for the Holocaust. This systematic genocide led to the horrific deaths of 6 million Jews, a testament to the horrifying consequences of hate and intolerance. Hitler's aggressive expansionist policies also sparked World War II. His initial military successes were eventually met with crushing defeats, notably against the Soviet Union. His reign of terror ended with his suicide in 1945, as Allied forces were closing in. Hitler's legacy is a chilling reminder of the devastation caused by unchecked power and ideological fanaticism. Number 2. Joseph Stalin. Our journey through history brings us to a man who ruled with an iron fist. Joseph Stalin, the dictator of the Soviet Union. Rising to power after Lenin's death, Stalin transformed the Soviet Union into a global superpower. However, his rule was marked by severe human rights abuses, political repression, and mass murder. Stalin's 5-year plans forced rapid industrialization and economic growth, but at a tremendous human cost. Millions were forced into labor under brutal conditions, with severe penalties for those who failed to meet their quotas. In the mid-1930s, Stalin initiated the Great Purge, a campaign of political repression that resulted in the execution and imprisonment of millions, further solidifying his grip on power. Perhaps the most horrifying event of Stalin's rule was the Holodomor, a man-made famine in Ukraine caused by forced collectivization policies. Millions starved to death, while the Soviet authorities denied the crisis. Stalin's rule, though marked by economic growth and military strength, came with an immense human cost, leaving a dark, indelible mark on 20th century history. Number 3. Mao Zedong. Our journey takes us now to China, under the rule of Mao Zedong. Mao, the founding father of the People's Republic of China, was a figure of immense influence. His vision of a classless society led to radical transformations, but with devastating consequences. The Great Leap Forward, launched in 1958, aimed to rapidly industrialize China. However, Mao's policies resulted in the largest famine in human history, causing millions of deaths. Undeterred, Mao initiated the Cultural Revolution in 1966. This decade-long period was marked by widespread chaos and violence, as Mao attempted to purge capitalist and traditional elements from society. Mao's legacy is complex, uniting a war-torn China and laying the foundations of a modern state, yet at a cost of immense human suffering and loss of life. Number 4. Pol Pot. We journey now to the heart of Southeast Asia, to a beautiful land that bore witness to an unimaginable horror. Cambodia under the rule of Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge. Born Saloth Sar, Pol Pot rose to power on a wave of revolutionary fervor, promising a radical transformation of society. From 1975 to 1979, Pol Pot, inspired by Maoist and Marxist-Leninist ideologies, sought to transform Cambodia into an agrarian utopia, a society free of class divisions. This vision, however, had devastating consequences for the Cambodian people. Intellectuals, city dwellers, and anyone seen as a potential threat to Pol Pot's vision were ruthlessly uprooted from their homes and forced into labor in the countryside. This mass exodus, known as the Killing Fields, involved brutal physical labor, meager rations, and abhorrent living conditions. But the brutality of Pol Pot's regime extended beyond forced labor. His deep-seated paranoia led to widespread purges within the party and across the country. Thousands of perceived enemies of the state were taken to places like Chong Ek, known as the Killing Fields, and the Security Prison 21, or S-21. There they were subjected to horrific tortures and ultimately executed. Their bodies were unceremoniously dumped into mass graves. Ethnic and religious minorities were specifically targeted, leading to a genocide that claimed the lives of nearly a quarter of Cambodia's population. Under Pol Pot's rule, Cambodia, renamed Democratic Kampuchea, was devastated. His attempt to create a self-sufficient, classless society resulted in widespread famine, disease, and death. His reign stands as a stark testament to the terrifying consequences of radical ideology and unchecked power. Pol Pot's legacy, though brief, left a lasting scar on the Cambodian psyche. It serves as a potent reminder of the destructive potential of extremist ideologies when placed in the hands of a ruthless leader. Number 5. Kim Il-sung. Our final destination is North Korea, under the rule of its founder, Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung, a former anti-Japanese guerrilla fighter, became the leader of North Korea with Soviet backing after World War II. In 1948, he declared the establishment of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. His rule was marked by a state-controlled economy, a one-party system, and the development of a pervasive personality cult. Despite the ostentatious display of prosperity, the reality was grim. Political dissent was ruthlessly suppressed, and human rights abuses were widespread. Kim's economic policies led to periods of severe famine, particularly in the 1990s. His aggressive foreign policy, aiming for Korean unification under his rule, sparked the Korean War in 1950, causing immense suffering. Even after his death in 1994, Kim's influence remains, with his philosophy of juche, or self-reliance, continuing to guide North Korea's policies under the rule of his son and grandson. Kim Il-sung's rule stands as a grim reminder of the destructive power of unchecked authority, underscoring the importance of promoting human rights and vigilance against oppressive regimes worldwide. From Hitler's Germany to Kim Il-sung's North Korea, these 5 heads of state have left a dark and indelible mark on human history. Their rule was marked by cruelty, oppression, and a blatant disregard for human life. As we remember their deeds, let's strive to learn from history, promoting peace, justice, and human rights across the globe. Thank you for joining us on this unsettling journey. If you found this episode informative and thought-provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's spark a discussion in the comments below. How can we prevent such atrocities in the future? Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and never stop exploring.